challenges of the week. What did you face this week that was challenging to you?
Well, good morning and top of the morning to you. Welcome to Vibe Talk Facing the Lions. What are you thankful for this day? I'm thankful for appreciating so much in life. And I'm thankful for being able to express appreciation for such things as the birds, communication, and the like. I appreciate those things. What about you? We are on Spotify, iHeartRadio. We are now on Amped. So look for our podcast wherever you listen to your favorites. When we think of appreciation, we're asking the Vibe Talk question, what is it that you appreciate? What in your life have you appreciated? And what can you appreciate? I appreciate having such a platform as this, as I do every day. Our platform is to motivate you to change something about your life, to help you to get well, and to give you food for thought, as well as to challenge your facing the lions. We do that every day. What do we mean by facing the lion? Facing the lion means that we are facing things on the daily average. Every day there's something to face. And we always ask the question, what are you facing? What is it that you have faced? I want to say thank you for those of you who come to us and listen to us quite frequently. Thank you for joining us and really paying attention. Thank you so much for getting into our reels. We appreciate that. We always see that you do. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you. We're appreciative of you always being able to help us help you. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has had a great weekend, and we're going to be right back. We're going to be right back. So stay tuned with us. I want to say thank you to all of you. I want to especially thank my co-host for helping me with a personal project. Thank you so much, and I appreciate her very much. Expect nothing, appreciate everything. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned for us. Stay tuned for us. We'll be right back on this motivational Monday. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to say thank you so much for joining us here at Vibe Talk Facing the Lion. A couple of reminders in case you guys are wondering how to get in contact with us. Our direct connect number is 661-503-8993. We want you to be aware that we do one-on-one sessions. If you're wanting to talk about things that you don't want to necessarily bring on the air, we respect your privacy. You're able to connect with us directly by our Vibe Talk Direct Connect. Again, 661-503-8993. Also, you can leave a voicemail, a text, and also you may message us on our social media pages. So, what do you appreciate is our Vibe Talk question. Appreciation. My co-host, as I said before, helped me with a personal project. I appreciate that. And I never want to take anything for granted. Even for some of us who have taken things for granted in the past. How has that changed you? Either by you realizing it and changing it. We're going to try our best today to motivate you. And motivating you means that we're wanting to move you to do something different, So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's get right into it. Good morning, Trish.
Good morning.
And I think I can't hear you as good. Okay. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well.
Oh, that sounds perfect. And I want to thank you for helping me again on a personal project that you did. Such a great job. We want to tell you too that Trisha's part of our Vibe Talk. Go check out her Trisha's Treasures, affiliated with Vibe Talk Facing the Lion. And if you go ahead and put that hashtag Trish, that would be great. So, what does it mean to appreciate everything? What do you guys think it means? Trish, we'll start with you.
To appreciate everything, I think it means to cherish everything and to, I'd say, like, notice it, like, acknowledge it that it's there.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate some of the terms, and we need to think about where we appreciate things. Do we, Trish talked about cherishing, you talked about that, Trish. Value, respecting, admiring, holding in high regard, and being able to realize the value of things, holding that part of your life in high esteem. When we think about that, do we really do that with anything in life? Do we, are we seeing it? When we appreciate something, we are awakened to it. We're alert to it. We're able to perceive it. And everybody appreciates different things at different levels. My list could be very long. When I think of appreciation, I think of what do I value? And that's the question. What do you value? What have you recognized? And if you haven't recognized anything, we're going to ask you to take a simple look at what it is that you hold valuable, what it is that you're going to be aware of. Because even the littlest thing can make one feel so appreciative. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're asking the question, Trish, what are you thankful for today?
Today, I'm thankful for music and emotions, because if I didn't have emotions, it won't give me the drive that I have to make my music, and my music is helping me through this rough time. So that's what I'm thankful for.
Yeah, and we know that you had a loss of a loved one, and we want to be mindful of that. We are trying to very much keep our podcast running. Every day it does not run so that you guys are aware of it. But remember us on the streamline. If you're not catching us, we're still here. Life has just been very busy. Very, very busy. When we think about you, we're actually saying we appreciate you. We are thoughtful about you so that you know where we are, because we know that you guys may wonder where we are. We are still live, and we used to run every day, but we want to keep you guys in step with our podcast, Facing the Lion. If you haven't done so, you can find us at by hashtagging Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. You can find us, and we're going to be talking about appreciation and what it means. You can never stop talking about that. I just want you guys to be motivated to understand the reminder of thoughtfulness, consideration, valuing things in your life. We're going to talk about it when we get right back. Trish and myself, the things that we are holding in high esteem. We'll be right back. We are back, and thank you for joining us. When I think about things that I hold in high esteem, I consider myself to be a spiritual person. So my spirituality I hold in high esteem, first and foremost. The Bible is such a valuable tool for those of you who are spiritual. minded people. That is something I hold of high value. And the author of that Bible, Jehovah God, is on top of the list because I'm so grateful that the Bible has lasted so many years, so many eons of years, when you can't even get a book out of your bookstore that when we were kids, some books are out of print, they don't print it. But I think about the value of the Bible. Maybe that's not what you appreciate, maybe that's what it is, or is for you. Trish, what do you hold to the highest esteem, value so much?
Something I value a lot is first of all, I value my spirituality as well. That's my main thing. That's my motivation for the days and the hard days. That's my drive. Um and something else I value is my compassion and love for people. If I didn't have that, I won't be as, you know, welcoming as I am to people and people can talk to me and things like that. So that's what I value.
Yeah. We're going to talk about people. People are an integral part of our lives, wouldn't you say? What is it that we appreciate about people? Um, when we appreciate someone, we hold them of value. We balance out holding them to the highest esteem. That doesn't mean that we worship people, but we are people who are thankful for their place settings in our lives, and that's what it really is. Uh, we have where families come together. People are still coming together, people, and um, that's held of value. But when you come together, everybody has a place at the table. If you can imagine in your mind the place setting, who do you place at your table? And if you don't have that right now, who would you say you want to have at your table? Who would you want to have at your table, Trish?
Obviously, my family, that's what I want to have at my table, and my best friend.
I love that. I love that. And for me, the same thing goes. I have so many meaningful people in my life that I truly value. And a reveal about me is that I love hard. And I don't think that any one of us should take that for granted. The the places that you hold and cherish in people's life. You know who you are, and you also know who values you. Don't take that for granted. If you have someone in your life that you value, what are the odds of that person living on and on? We could wake up and life changes. I want you to come a little closer. What I'm simply saying to you is that the people that you hold valuable may not always be around. Have I awakened you to your awareness to understand, to value and treasure those people, those human in your life. What has made your life fulfilled because of you knowing those people. If you've had good people in your life, consider yourself grateful, because not everyone has someone that they value in their lives. And that's a reason too, because when we start conversations like this, you begin to take a closer look, and we want you to be motivated to do something different. You know, people have families. Family is not a thing of the past. We've seen so many depictions of family closeness. People are still reaching for that. Are you grateful for it? If you don't have it, you may find those who may not be of your bloodline, but may be of your soul counterparts. You can be family from the soul, that you love them intensely. And that goes deeper than bloodlines a lot of times. How many of us have friends that are more close to us than families? Are you grateful for that? When is the last time that you said to a person, I appreciate you? Do you remember, Trish?
Yes, I said it last Monday to somebody.
Love it. Love it. And I'm going to say it right now. Trish, I appreciate you. And I appreciate all that you do for Vibe Talk, in everything that you do. I appreciate you even on your off time from Vibe Talk, doing things for me. We had a project that I personally was working on for somebody that I appreciate. And that takes a lot of time and effort. I received a phone call on Saturday morning from someone that appreciated all the time and all the hard work that has gone into what you and I were doing. I appreciate you. I say that a lot. And when I say it, I really understand what I'm saying, because sometimes we use words in our everyday language, but what Vibe Talk does for you and I is help you to understand them. Letting someone know that you appreciate them because of something that was valuable. To acknowledge. And don't you feel good when someone says, I appreciate you? How does that make you feel as you're in the audience to Vibe Talk? How does it make you feel when someone tells you they appreciate you? And we need to think about, myself included, when the last time was that we said we appreciate. Because we think about the kind of people that are in our lives, and again, we talk about a lot of toxicity. Are you attracting people that appreciate who you are? And when you're not, do you really sit down and think about how to express that you don't feel appreciated? Sometimes we have people in our lives that are familiar with us. Familiarity can be hard because you say, I know that person, and I say, I know you, but yet do we really take into consideration another person's feelings? Or has it been that the human in your life that you take for granted, you treat them as if they were an old rag or an old shoe? What do I mean by that? You have any comfortable shoes that you like to wear, Trish?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
And how do you feel about those shoes every time you slip into them?
They feel warm and comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable, right? Because I have some shoes. I just feel comfortable. And like those shoes, we get comfortable with people. And so we think about those people we can say anything to, we can do anything to. Not. May this be the day, this Monday motivational day, for you to change something about that, because even people we get comfortable with, our families, sometimes we're too comfortable and we impose and suppose. We say, oh, that person can take that. So we're imposing our feelings up on another person's feeling and taking it for granted, like a comfortable pair of shoes worn. Let's be careful of that. Let's value everything, for tomorrow is not promised to you and I. How do we say that we appreciate someone? Because maybe you're going to be here for the first time and you're going to learn something different today. That's what we're hoping for. We're going to be right back with those questions and more. Stay tuned. My co-host and I are back. Trish, how would you say, what is another way that you would say you appreciate someone?
Usually I say thank you.
Thank you. I love that. Simple thank you. Simple thank you. You know, sometimes people go out of their way to say thank you. But I want to start with something. As you pull your chair up, or if you've come a little closer, that means to listen with understanding. Just simplify it. If you haven't learned today to say thank you, start this day, this Monday, July the 24th, to say thank you. Keeping it simple. We're not going to keep a record of how many times you've said thank you. We ask questions that stir your heart, your soul, and your mind to motivate you. Now, when someone does something for us, such as holding a door, handing us something, giving us a gift, doing something around the house, do we say thank you? Because how many times are we reminded to say thank you? There's a lot of grown folks out there who don't say thank you. I was listening to a conversation. In fact, I was not, I was listening. I was engaged in a conversation with a very dear friend, and she was explaining to me about a child that would not say thank you. That would not say thank you. You think it's a simple word? Why do you suppose that child had not learned to say thank you at 8 years old? It comes naturally for some of us. What do you think the problem could have been? Let's analyze this. Let's suppose. What do you think, Trish?
Um, I think the child wasn't taught to say thank you. It was just more of so being handed things instead of, actually being taught to appreciate it.
And we want to know what you audience thinks. If you're not on live with us, you're going to get this podcast right in the chat box what you think. Because that's exactly what I thought. Entitled, not taught. Even now, uh, again, I'm always reminding my grandson, please and thank you. Please and thank you. Because we're getting away from things we ought to be thankful for, not things that we expect. See, because sometimes we expect something. We say, I didn't have to do it. Well, we could take on the attitude, no one asked you to do it, but with that, initiate a good response. I don't think so. So when we appreciate even the very minute things, the simplest things in life, we're going to build a bigger picture for ourselves and understand gratefulness. I have a close friend of mine that does things. Something came for me that I was not expecting. And when I opened the bag, I realized that the person had made this gift with their very hands. Do we thank people for that? I don't know about you guys, but I have friends that really do take out the time and make things. I'm so appreciative of that. So when I'm down on myself, I look at the ways that I can be grateful. Those are people who, when they do something for you, they appreciate you. They're saying they appreciate you or they love you. See, appreciating. That's another thing. When you say you love someone, it goes like a couple, hand in hand. When you love someone, do you have appreciation for them? Our young people today are very laxed about saying thank you. Young people, I'm talking to you. When is the last time that you thanked your parents? And being specific, because sometimes parents need reminders that their children appreciate them. Uh, as a parent myself, I remind my children never to take for granted because our children grow up, they leave home, and they start developing into young adults, and they're going to mature, and so they have their own life and extension to their family, their extended family. If they choose to get married or not, they're going to have their friends. I want to remind you of something. Pull up your chair. Don't forget the value of your parents wherever you are, because I know today that someone needs to hear this. Don't forget to say, Mom, Dad, I appreciate you. Because sometimes we do not take the opportunity to say how much we appreciate our parents. You're never going to get too old. And when you say thank you, I appreciate you, I value you, give them one specific reason that goes a long way with them. Always remember that. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. You are with Vibe Talk Facing the Lion. We're back. We're talking about appreciating everything. We use it as a tool in our podcast. What are you thankful for? Trish, let me ask you something. What do you think about our saying, what are you thankful for, as a greeting every morning? How has that shaped you, or has it? Or do you think it's a good thing? Let's really talk about this for a second.
Well, I think it's a great thing actually, because this is a, real raw podcast. And when you come in here, myself, before I became the co-host, when I came in here, it was a nice greeting, because we never know what people are going through on the other side of the screen, or where you are in the world. We never know what you're going through, but just asking, or greeting, good morning, what are you thankful for? I think it's very considerate into asking, how are you doing? Why are you happy today? Or are you happy today? It's along those lines.
Yeah. Thank you for that input. We're having a wonderful time. I love Vibe Talk, and I love and appreciate your input, Trish. We are here. Our lives are going to be more in depth to motivate you, to help you to start conversations with people. I'm going to ask for a moment, and this is our reflection that we do from time to time as a group. By the way, if you want to have a group, we're already having the Vibe Talk Live, but we want to form a group. If you're interested in that, wherever you live, inbox us, and we will tell you the time. It's virtual, of course, so you can be anywhere. But if you're interested to join us and have a conversation as a group, we're trying to do that. What I'd like you to do, wherever you are right now, is to look around wherever you are. And if you're not outside, I want you to look outside of your window, and how many things do you see that are made from other people that you've appreciated? And think about the things that you own right now. Do you appreciate it? It was brought to us by other people. For instance, we have Amazon. Amazon is popular. It used to be we were grateful for the mailman. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait for the mailman to come because I would have pen pals when it was safe. I don't encourage anybody to do that unless you really know someone. But back in the day, or send away for a prize, or my sister used to join the sweepstakes. So I was excited for the mailman. Now, even though we still have the mailman or the mail carrier woman, that person carries our mail. But now Amazon, going back to that whole thought, we see the smile on the Amazon trucks. Are we thankful for what we're going to get? Because we know we're going to get something good because either we've ordered it or somebody's sending it to us. The Amazon truck. Made by a person. Who would have thought? Are we thankful for that? That we can order something from Amazon and it get here in a couple of hours. Wow. Or have it shipped to us in a day's time. Unbelievable, but are we thankful for it? Smart TVs. I love my smart TV. First time I ever showed my mother that I could talk to my TV, she was amazed by that. Things we take for granted. If you've got a TV, that's a blessing. We can be thankful for that because you get to watch your TV shows. But now, a smart TV, some of us don't have those things, and we don't want to use material things like it makes us happy. But are we grateful for technology today? I'm so grateful for that. Some things that people have made. Trish, what's on your list that human has made that you're grateful for?
Um, we live by the fire department, so I'm grateful for that. So if something happens, it's like a block away, so they can just come over here. And I am appreciative of the I'm actually appreciative of the mailbox because it's a joy to see my siblings race to get the mail as soon as the mail lady comes. So it's hilarious. Um, Something else I appreciate that was made by someone else is this house because me and my family, we've tried to get a house and it finally happened, and I'm grateful and appreciative of that every day. It just brings back memories of the struggles, and now we're winning, as they say. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. Just think about it. All the things that we do each and every day, places we go, places we go, oh, so many places we've gone, even in our own towns, the businesses that we conduct. Think about it. If human hands didn't do that, we would not have that privilege. So, can we all connect to just be grateful? Just appreciate the businesses that we do have. I can name some: Starbucks, grocery stores, clothing stores, the malls. Wow. And they're going to get business every day. Walmart opens its doors every day. We're so grateful for Walmart in stores of such because hands created that. Now, what happens in Walmart is not our fault, LOL. The sights we see, and that's not Walmart's fault. But isn't it a beautiful thing when we get together to talk about the things that we appreciate? I had the wonderful opportunity to do a uh, photo shoot for an upcoming event, and we were in a beautiful golf park. Just beautiful. To your far out left, there was a pond with beautiful birds. There was slopes of green grass, and there was peace. Can we appreciate those things? Why is it that we're not able to express it? Why is it that some of us may feel uncomfortable expressing our appreciation? When we think about it, we're asking that question. When someone appreciates you, for me, it's I'm so hard on myself that I cannot accept someone appreciating myself, because I'm still working on placing value. And I'm glad we're able to sit and have conversations like this, because that's hard for me to accept someone who appreciates me. So I've been working through that for some time now, and it gets better each day. That's my reveal. Do you have a hard time to saying or accepting someone's response toward you, that they appreciate you, and why or why not?
I do. I cringe at the thought of people saying they appreciate me because when I'm just me, I'm not, you know, this kind of person that's I feel like I'm not so amazing as people make me out to be. So when they tell me they appreciate me, it makes me feel like, oh, I just did it because, I'm trying to be a good person, or I just did it because I want to make you happy. It's nothing, I wasn't expecting a thank you or appreciation. But I'm working on that as well. I'm really trying. So I'm a work in progress.
I love that. A work of art project. Thank you so much. It feels good to be able to express ourselves when we want to express our thank yous. Like I said, I have beautiful people in my life. I'm so very grateful for that. I have people who make me laugh really from the heart. And I attract people like that for some reason. And I love that reason. So I get to say, I appreciate you, and tell them why. You make me laugh. You make me laugh hard. And it goes on and on. Because you know what? This is really expressing our emotions. Especially are we appreciative when we can tell someone that. Sometimes we feel as though we don't want to really say it out, as if it is a taboo to say, thank you so much, I appreciate it. But hearing those words from someone expressed to someone other it makes us feel warm and fuzzy. We're getting away from that. Let's connect our emotions so that we know that there is still things to be grateful for. Still things to be grateful for. Well, we're going to talk about thoughts, expressions. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned. My co-host and I are back. We're going to talk about expressing why you are grateful for someone or someone, something or someone. When you show appreciation for something, the question is, why do you appreciate it? See, in Vibe Talk, we're raw and we ask questions. Why? You find yourself asking questions why. We ask the question why, and then we talk about the question why. In this case, it is, why do we appreciate it? Why did it even matter to you that you appreciated something? And then we ask another question, how? See, the why and how are two very impertinent questions, imperative questions, vital to the mindset, because we're connecting the why and how. We ask those questions throughout the podcast. What did you learn and how did it make you feel? You always hear us ask that. What and why? What, why, and how? So, in appreciation, when you appreciate someone or something, what does it mean for you? How did it help you, or does it help you? And how did it make you feel? Well, upon receiving the gift from a dear friend, it made me feel happy. And so I sent them a text to say, I really appreciate this gift. Thank you for thinking of me, with a smiley face. Now, when we say we appreciate you to someone, there's so many ways we can say that. Trish and I demonstrated that. We're going to be right back, because we're going to talk about how we get those feelings out, because they're good feelings. So let's motivate you. Stay tuned to Vibe Talk Facing the Lion. My co-host and I are back, and we're talking about appreciating. Appreciating. Our Vibe Talk question is, what do you appreciate? So, we've talked about that, my co-host and I. We can think about what we appreciate, why we appreciate it, and what it means, and how does it affect us. You say to someone, I appreciate you for always being there. I appreciate you for understanding. I appreciate you for the amazing food that you make. I appreciate you for being who you are. I appreciate you because I look up to you. You're a role model. I appreciate you for spending time. Do we do that? And then people can respond. By doing those things, you can open up the most closed person because they're reacting, even if they're quiet and they're not used to expressing themselves. Just watch them and watch their facial expression. You'll be able to see that. Um, we talked about appreciating people. Uh, how many people throughout our lifetime on a daily basis do we really connect with? You go to the grocery store, you're connecting with people. You go to the mailbox, perhaps your neighbors. You go to the park, there's other families connecting with people. And the people that are closest to you, what you appreciate about them. I think every family should do that. What is one thing that you appreciate about your brother, your sister, your mom, or your dad? Doing that to build awareness and motivating to be expressive about your emotions. We go to healthcare centers. We see doctors. Sometimes we have to see lawyers. We're not always grateful for news or what we have to do, but are we grateful that they work so hard for us when they do? What about being thankful for you? Are you thankful for you? How many of us are really struggling to appreciate something about us, ourselves? You yourself. What is one thing that you are thankful for about you? Trish, what is one thing you are thankful for about yourself?
I'm thankful that I am my own motivator at times.
Love that. I'm thankful for being able to love unconditionally. And I mean, when people have hurt me in life, I still can love them. That's hard. But I was born that way. I'm thankful for that. And I appreciate that about myself. Even when I don't have the courage to come back from something, or usually it's someone that has hurt me, I can still love them. Sometimes I dislike that about myself because sometimes in my brain that person doesn't deserve the love that I had or have. They take it for granted, but I'm able to love them after all the hurt has subsided. You know, when I was going through a separation from my ex-husband, he thought that I hated him, and that's why I wanted a divorcing. No, I was in a very toxic relationship. I didn't have the heart to hate him, but I was hurt very much by him. And when he passed away, I knew that I still loved him because I hurt from that. I'm so thankful for that quality when I was created. And there are other people just like me. What about the times when you have a friend and you get in situations? Do you have anybody that you can call? Somebody that's always there to help you? If you've got people like that, that is something to appreciate. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned. We're back. What about those people that look for positivity no matter the outcome? They're always the optimistic people, and they appreciate even when the situation is not the best. They look for the best in people in every situation. When things seem negative, they're the people that are going to look for the good in the situation.
That's me.
Is that you? Tell us about that, Trish, that experience.
I just don't want to view things in a bad light. Like, it kills my mood. So, in every situation, I try to think of the positive side. Even when my family has altercations, I try to be neutral and mutual with everybody. And I try to be the peacemaker and let everybody see the brighter side of things.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. And listen to this one, guys. It makes me think. Who is it in your life that you can be your real self with? You know, I get termed with that I keep it 100. I don't feel intimidated by people, but I do have people that I can really think in my truest self. I can tell them something in a real raw emotion. I can cry in front of that person and have nothing to worry about, and I can laugh hysterically and be silly. If you've got one of those persons, you are very grateful, or should be very grateful for them. Having those kind of people in my life, you're fortunate if you're blessed if you have one, but to have two people, or to have people say your laugh makes me laugh. I get that a lot too. Get that. Spending time with people. We know at Vibe Talk that we spend time with each other. And by the way, guys, you can catch us here on our very own Facebook page and hashtagging us by Google. We are here and we're hoping that you will find us on YouTube as well. And we'll have this one posted today, so you can find it this week. Um, Thinking about people and things, what inspires you? I'm inspired, again, my love of photography inspires me, music inspires me, um, sea animals inspires me. What is in that ocean, underneath that sea? Under the sea, I'm inspired. What do you all inspired for and awed with so much appreciation for? Trish?
Something that I appreciate, which inspires me, is I'd say Disney movies. I'm very appreciative of them because they inspire my inner child, obviously, and they also inspire my passion for helping people out and making sure everything comes out into a good ending. I'd say Disney is the reason I'm very optimistic.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Disney person. Yeah, and that's on my list as well. Thank you for that. People that you meet that have inspired you. People that you know that have inspired you. Every person in your life has touched your life in some sort of way. Challenged, not so good experience. We learn and we grow. We're motivated. The trust of people. I always have said that it's hard for me to trust, but there is a human person I can trust. There's probably two human people that I absolutely trust. And I know here's what I don't expect from them: to be perfect. I trust them. I trust that they make mistakes and that I make mistakes, and along the way, I'm able to tell them how I really feel in my raw, that, like I said before, I will do that anyways. For those of you who have been with me in Vibe Talk, you know how straightforward I am. How many times has someone walked into a room and you are instantly attracted to them by their smile? You don't even know them, but their smile brighten up a room. You ever had that experience?
Yes, I have.
What was that like for you?
My reaction was, "Whoa, he's so happy!" Like, "Oh, like that's so sweet." That was my reaction.
Yeah. Yesterday we were I was in Costco, a friend and and I was listening to noise around me, not consciously paying attention, but in my consciousness, my brain was picking up laughter. Laughter from children who were with their parents. And I'm so glad that I got alerted to that, because that made me so happy. I love children, and I think every child that has ever lived or that is living should experience that. There is nothing more joyful to me than to hear the laughter of children. That just brightens up my world. And I actually heard it. You know that thing? Pull up your chair a little closer that I said about unconscious. See, my awareness was not expecting that, but I could hear it in the noise around me, and I paid attention, and I was able to express that by saying, I hear a lot of laughter from children. Like, it was something, and it was every other corner we turned, there was children laughing. And I don't usually question that, but it was like, wow, it's making me appreciate that there is something to laugh about. sometimes we need reminders for appreciation. We need that in our lives. We need gratitude to fill up our lives with so much. We think about ourselves in retrospect of appreciating our own selves. How about a memory? Do you appreciate memories? Some say we don't have a lot of memories, good memories, but do we have one good thing? Why not start today? If that hasn't been your way, be motivated to start your day with appreciation. And expect nothing when you appreciate everything. I'm going to turn it over to Trisha's Treasures. Are you there? Hello?
I'm here. Sorry, the network. So the class that I'm taking is actually called Music Appreciation.
Okay.
And I've learned so much in this class, and it's made me actually appreciate music more because of the things I've learned and how I've recently used it in new music that I've made. That's how I've showed my appreciation to the knowledge, because I've used it and I've shared it. That's how I also show appreciation, because if we appreciate something, we'd want others to feel the same feeling as we do when we appreciate something. So we share it and try to help others feel that same feeling. And there are many appreciations that we know that we'd appreciate ourselves more if we did it. For example, like I said, I love Disney, and I feel like I would appreciate myself more if I actually went to Disneyland. That's something I've never done before. And I'd appreciate myself a lot more if I allowed myself to not be so afraid to try something new and be more open to new opportunities, because it will help me grow as a person and expand in experience. We must appreciate the things that we have and find new appreciations, because every day that we live, there's always something new to be thankful for, and there's always an opportunity every second, every minute to tell somebody, I appreciate you, before it's too late, because like tomorrow's not promised. We don't know what happens next in life. That's how life is. So we must try to expand our timing and telling each other that I appreciate you and thank you. So practice appreciation. Try to not look so much at the worst case scenario, because I have that issue too. I look at the worst case scenario and it fades away the actual appreciation I should have in this situation. Appreciating a lesson that I should learn in a situation, because I'm busy looking at the bad things. Look at the most optimistic and positive outcomes, because as I learned in psychology, people that are more optimistic, they're more resilient and more capable of getting back up and starting over. So appreciate things and appreciate yourself. That is very important. That's key.
We'll be right back. Thank you for listening to Trish's Treasures. We are back on this Motivational Monday. And before we close our Motivational Monday podcast, there's one thing we must remember: that the feelings of appreciation are ours. And the other person or things in our life have softened us or made us feel grateful, or anyone who has been kind to us. Here's what we have to give ourselves permission for. We all need to give ourselves permission to express how we feel in gratitude. All those things that you appreciate deserve that. They deserve our appreciation. And here's why. It may be hard for us because life has uncertainties, and life sometimes presents itself in a way that's not so grateful, that's been more than appreciative, less than, I should say, appreciative. But when we motivate ourselves to be more appreciative, here's what we are doing. We're opening the doors for more people. And this is what our hope is for this podcast on this Monday Motivational, is to cherish those moments of appreciation, from the smallest to the biggest. Cherishing those moments of appreciation among ourselves and others. That is the message for this day on Motivational Monday. We'll be right back with our last question of the day. Stay tuned. I always love that. We're back with Facing the Lion podcast on this Motivational Monday. Our last question of the day. Trish, what is our last question of the day?
What have we learned or discovered about ourselves, and what was our experience like here today?
I learned to become aware of my surroundings and not take it for granted, because with the laughter of those children, I was hearing it, but it connected me with something that I love to hear. You know, sometimes in the morning we are not aware, but here I'm going to hear the birds chirping in the morning. I don't always hear them, but I know they're there. Every morning, without fail, they're there. So like with those children, what it taught me is those children expect nothing, but they were giving everything. When we hear a child's laugh, it can really incite us in response, because I responded once I was aware that that's what I was hearing at every corner at least 3 corners we turned in the store. That was a beautiful thing. I've discovered about myself to stay tuned and stay awake, stay aware. And my feeling about that is exhilarating to know that we can appreciate the tiniest things. What about yourself? What did you learn and discover about yourself? And we want the audience to answer that question as well as you take the time out. What did you learn and discover about yourself, Trish? And how did it make you feel?
I've learned that if others are able to appreciate me, I should be able to appreciate me as well. And I discovered that I'm very hard on myself, and that's why it's hard for me to appreciate myself and the heart I put into things that I do. And I'm still learning. However, I'm going to continue to work on that. And I appreciate myself for allowing myself to continue to work on me.
Love.
And my experience here today, it was a reality check of how I feel about me, and I still got a lot to work on, but that is fine. That's okay.
I love that. That part. It's okay to work on things. Doesn't mean failure, it means challenge. And that's what we do here. We are faced with challenge, challenging your lions. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for listening to us. We hope that we have motivated you this day on Motivation Monday. Please look for our podcast. You can Google us and our YouTube channel by the same name. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah, when you get the vibe with it.